G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 42 of our ATV Skater Templar playthrough, where last episode I had ran out of skeleton keys and I had ran out of blood to craft them, and I was talking all about farming different areas and how to get blood. But turns out there's an easier solution, and that is to come here to Horus, and you can just convert materials. So to make a skeleton key, I need Blood of Chthon. To make Blood of Chthon, I can change Ancient Hearts into Bloods. To make Ancient Hearts, I can change Tainted Brain Matter into Ancient Hearts, and, well, the circle's complete now. So, I have 41 keys. Now I'm going to hang on to 20 of them. I'm going to put these 21 back in the stash. And this is where Horus lives. He is in the Gates of Necropolis. Just down here is the rift, and then the other rift is just here. So, like I said, I'm going to go and bank this quickly, just so I only have 20 skeleton keys on me. And if this works out according to the numbers, I should now have enough skeleton keys to finish both of the remaining bosses. Now, speaking of the bosses, I am going to be doing Bastion of Chaos next. I figured that between Shazul and Gargabol there was no good choice, but I am a little bit more scared of Gargabol, so we're going to do Bastion of Chaos first. And some things to note about Shazul. First thing is that he does fire, lightning, chaos, and physical damage. Next thing to note about him is he has an attack that will shred 50% to all of your resistances. So if you look here, my chaos resistance is 69% over the cap, so I'm fine with that. My fire is, well, that's not going to be a problem. My lightning is only 27 over the cap, so if I get hit by lightning damage, it could potentially be quite damaging. But that's fine. Worst case, I will actually, you know what? For this run, because I'm kind of not sure, I am actually going to use a lightning resistance potion. I am a little bit scared of Shazul. I have only fought him on 2 other builds, both of them back when I was kind of new, didn't really know what I was doing, but he was actually quite difficult. So let's go ahead and get some royal jelly stuff as well. Where's the other one? That'll do. A little bit extra regen. So yeah, you want your resistances to be 50% over cap, and obviously as much physical resistance as you can get, which is not going to be a huge amount. So he does a Nova, which will do 50% shred of all of your resistances and also stun you, so you'll know when it hits. But then his regular attack, or not his regular attack, but he has an attack similar to Savagery in that it builds up charges and whatnot. That also applies a resistance shred. It's only 25%, but yeah, it's still going to be shredding your resistances. He also has what I'm going to call a soft enrage, in that at 20% health, he gets a 45% damage absorption, so effectively half my damage disappears. He gains 10% more resistances, and his base fire resistance is over 100%, so if you can't shred a lot of fire resistances, you're going to have trouble. And once he's below 20% health, he will start spawning pets when you hit him instead of only occasionally when he hits you. So he's not going to be fun by any means, but I do think I'm still more scared of Gargabol than I am of him. Right, so coming into the first area, and I do have the Grimtools map open, and I am going to be looking at it. There is an Exalted Stash in here, so let's see if we can't find that really quickly. There are multiple locations where it could be, and I'm going to hunt it down because, well, it might have something juicy in it. So it wasn't there. That's fine. I think I'm getting stunned by something there. Either that or maybe the move skill is being disrupted in some way. Right, this is another potential area for the entry and or exit. And just down here is another potential location for the Exalted Stash. There is also a treasure trove in here. Just checking the map. There's my exit that I'm not going to use. Where are we going next? Okay, up here. Let's just keep moving and we should be okay. There's my Exalted Stash, so that's nice. And potentially the treasure trove could be up there on the same level as well. So we'll head around and we'll go up into that little middle platform area just up here. So I know that there is an Exalted Stash there. And I'm hoping for Infernal Brimstone, Two-Handed Mace. No. I'm hoping, yeah, here it is. Hoping for the treasure trove as well. Beautiful. So I've got the treasure trove, I've got the Exalted Stash. I don't care about the Devotion Shrine. So all I'm looking for now is to head up here to the top right and head on in. I'm going to take the time to kill this though. These things actually hit fairly hard. It's all physical damage, but there's a lot of it. Alright. You know what? They can just stay there. Now there is, same as every other Skeleton Key dungeon, there is a boss here, Balokanatu, who is the guardian of the door. Until you kill him, the door doesn't open. So basically we're just going to bounce back and forth and he will fall over. Okay, Skeleton Key number 1. Let's go. I am also, like I said, going to be using the Grimtools map. The whole point of this character was to force me to farm these dungeons. And the reason why is because I haven't really done it. I mean, I've done all of them, I've got the achievements for them, but I haven't farmed any of these dungeons. I've actually farmed the Morganeth's Folly much more. So I'm much more familiar with the harder one than I am any of the easy ones. Okay, heading on in. So first area is called Discord. And on this level, there is basically one event right near the end, and then just a bunch of stuff to kill between there and here. So we are going to do that. I am going to be trying to use Ascension as much as I can. It's still me, so I'm probably going to forget a lot, but I will try to remember. The other thing is that I'm not going to do a full clear, but I will be killing anything with a star above its head, or at least I will be trying. And this is another part of this dungeon that isn't featured quite so heavily in the other dungeons, is there's traps, like, everywhere. So you do have to be careful of those. In the boss room, there is a lot of traps, and I do remember having huge issues with those traps the few times I actually did this dungeon on a character that wasn't already like completely maxed out. As far as the Nemesis goes, we're going to get there pretty quickly, and I think it's Benjar, the Chthonian Nemesis. We are going to see him a lot. Probably less than Valderan though, because there are many other places for Benjar to spawn, whereas Valderan has much fewer spawn locations. Alright, so basically, like I said, just trying to get through this first floor. Now, there is a lot of these traps pretty much through the entire dungeon, so they're going to be everywhere. This is just one of the trap types. There are others as well. Okay, what do we got? Ram Tongue Mask. That's no good. That was another thing I wanted to mention as well about this place is you will get more Blood of Chthon on average than it costs you to make the key. So generally speaking, you're going to get 2 or more Blood of Chthons. And they basically will pay for themselves. That was actually the main reason why I was intending to do this next. That reason is no longer really valid, because I have all the keys I should need. But it's still something to consider. In terms of rare crafting materials, this dungeon is pretty decent. Okay, you need to die already. There we go. So I'm not going for the full clear, although for this particular run through I will kind of point out the you know, the reliquary event and potential locations for treasure troves and such. But yeah, you are definitely going to see a lot of fire and a lot of chaos damage in here. And actually a lot of lightning as well. I was surprised by how much lightning there is. I think we're done here. This is another part of this dungeon that can be quite irritating, is the doors everywhere. This is a very dangerous room. So what's that? 5 stars? Plus more stuff spawning in. So this is not even the reliquary event, I don't think. It's just one of the trap rooms. So anytime in here you see, you can't really see it at the moment, but there's a like a red pentagram sort of star thing on the ground. Anytime you see those, you're in a summoning room, and you're about to walk into a bunch of stuff. You can kind of see it there now. Okay, so this next room here is potentially the Obsidian Trove room. I can't see it, but, well, let's just jump in. Yep, there it is. So this is the reliquary for this particular run. It could be in a couple other places as well from memory. I'm not exactly in a position to look at the map right now, but you could find all that information available on grimtools.com on their map. Highly recommend having that active for anyone who doesn't know the place very, very intimately, shall we say. Alright. Rune of Elgoloth. One-handed scepter. Forgot to eat that. The Blazeseer Signet. PS and Chaos Res. I think the rings I'm wearing are actually just too good to take off. With that said, first area complete, and we move into Anarchy. Now, Anarchy is the area which has the dungeon's vendor. So if you were here to buy, for example, let's say you're playing a Force Wave soldier and you wanted to farm a new weapon, this is where you would come. This merchant has the Force Wave axe, the Obsidian Cleaver, is one of its MIs that it can sell. There's a few others, and I'll go and point out the vendor because there's a boss right in front of it as well. Actually kind of scary, the boss that's in front of it. So it's going to be interesting. Right, so just here is a potential spawn location for Benjar. I'm sure I'm going to run into him. Not this run, because I'm not Nemesis yet, but I will be. So he's coming, it's just a matter of when. Okay. There is also... where is he? There it is, Logoth Ak, the Harbinger of Blood, and potentially just here there is a totem as well. Now, Logoth Ak is, sounds scary, has a big skull above his head, should be scary, but I've never had any issues with him, so I'm not expecting any. That said, I didn't check what he does, I just, you know, figured I'd show up and kill him, and if there's any issues, then I'll die and figure out what happened. This is his MI, so Thermite Blackwater Cocktail. Looks like a shield breaker, almost said shield bearer. Shield breaker item. Alright. So the exit is over here, but we have to pretty much go in a big loop across the top. And there's a bunch of areas here that are just full of traps and full of monsters and summoning circles, and then you get to the other side and there's a door in the way, so you know, you've got to be careful about when you get there. You have to be able to actually open the door as well. So this place is definitely one of the more dangerous in terms of skeleton dungeons. Okay, coming down here. I'm just heading down here because of the shop. You can see it there on the map already. In front of the shop is... I'm not actually sure what its name is, but it's similar to one of the Scions, if you've seen those, from the Celestial Totems or Morganath's Folly. Whatever it's actually called, Chthonian Unraveler. This thing hurts a lot, so be careful is all I'll say. And if you notice your health suddenly plummet, it's probably him. I can't remember what he does exactly, it's been a while since I've been in here, but I do remember he was quite dangerous. Let's just wait for these not totems, these traps to go away, and then I will actually, let's just do it. Okay. Like I said, I can't really remember what he does, but I definitely remember he's scary, and I don't like the look of those things, so I'm just going to leave. Let's see if we can't get some fire on him. Now, I know he's putting stuff on the floor, and I know I can't see it, and I don't know why he was so easy this time. I've had major issues with that guy in the past, so just be aware. This is Karos Adal. This is the merchant for the Bastion of Chaos. He sells the pet rings here. You can get some pretty good pet rings while leveling. Also shields, also guns. And here is the Obsidian War Cleavers. Bloodsworn Scepters as well. This one would be really good for a future build that I have in mind. Okay, so we're done there. Let's just get a little bit of a wriggle on across the top here. There is... where is it? Up the top here is the other potential location for the Reliquary event. So it could be there. Obviously I've already done it on this particular run through, so it's not there this time. Now coming along the back here, this is a whole bunch of traps in these rooms here. I seem to remember this being quite enemy dense and a little bit rippy last time I was here. But having said that, I don't remember what build I was using last time I was here, so it could have just been the build. Just like all the other merchants, you can reset that other merchant by going to a different floor of this dungeon and then coming back after waiting for 10 seconds or so. Okay, so Anarchy is done, and we are now onto the last area, that being Entropy. What do they do? Monsters regenerate, but are more susceptible to damage types that I don't do, so that sucks. Monsters have greatly reduced cooldowns, which sucks, but deal reduced physical damage. Okay, I'm kind of okay with that one. The skill cooldown reduction is going to be annoying. That will mean that Shazul's Soft Enrage will actually have 100% uptime instead of having about 10 seconds in between applications. And then players have reduced health and are more resistant to vitality drains. I guess that's good since he does do vitality damage, but less health is... Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. Alright, with that said, let's just have a quick look at the map. 3 potential totem locations, 1 more obsidian cluster reliquary kind of event, and that's it. There is also 3 potential spawn locations for Benjar, but I think that's going to be in the next run where that starts being an issue. Let's just see if we can't speed this up a little bit. I do see the totem down there, so I'll go and do that. And I've successfully found a dead end, which those are always fun. Here we go. So Ancient Void Touch this time. This one is going to be a little dangerous. Especially you can see all the rubbish that I'm standing on. All this is, well, let's just say it's a lot of stuff. But it does look like I have prevailed. Or at least I will. Okay, 1 more to go. Dreadguard is Dread gone. Okay, and totem complete. Fiend Scale Jacket sounds fancy. Unfortunately, it's not going to be usable on this build. It's not even fire damage, so there we go. Alright, totem complete. Let's see what's going on. Actually, I want to go across this whole pathway here. And we'll see about this little reliquary event. Oh, it is here. Okay, so maybe there's 2. You see the door locked when it came in here, so this might actually be the reliquary event proper, because there's been more than 1 wave. Yep, this is the 3rd wave. Alright, is that it? Void Leech? We got another wave? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. Loot was a little bit underwhelming. Okay, just checking the map again. So, coming up the top here, potentially a Benjar location just there, and I am sure I'm going to run into him again. Well, not again, but I'm going to run into him many times throughout this. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill him. Alright, so here is the door to Shazul. Now, I fully expect that there is a good chance that I'm going to die here. So, for those of you who want to see this build completed, cross your fingers for me. Let's go ahead and neck those potions. And let's see if we can't do some damage to him. Now, damage is going to be quite low. The other thing I could do is try and, yep, spawn these traps. There it is. And then if you just wait, they will go away. So I am actually going to wait for these two to go away. Let me go ahead and pause this, and I'll bring you back when they're gone. It shouldn't be more than about 30 seconds, but, you know, don't want to make you watch it. Back in a sec. Right, half of the traps are now gone. The first thing I'm going to do is run around there and spawn all the remaining traps once I aggro him. Now, here's Obsidian War Cleaver there. Looks pretty standard, so I don't think he has the purple one to beat me down with. But he does have both a blue and a purple version of his own Monster Infrequent axe. And if he has that, it's going to hurt. Potential character death incoming. Here we go. So, I've aggroed him. I'm looking for the traps. I want to spawn the traps so as I can get them going. Alright, all the traps now should be active. And let's see if we can do some damage before I have to run away. Now, chance to miss, 30% reduction there. I didn't get stunned, so I think that's just his regular attack. And again, 44% reduction there. Yeah, he does a decent amount of damage. Okay, once he gets down to 20%, he is going to start doing... You know what? It's time to run away for a second. Okay, trap number 1's gone. I am just kind of waiting on the cooldown of my potion. And then I can also wait for... Alright. Wait for the Ascension and Mirror to come off cooldown. It's definitely not a bad idea. Alright. He is going to go down. This was definitely an exercise in running away though, and that was with just a regular War Cleaver, so he's going to be interesting, shall we say, when I have to deal with having the purple weapon in his hand. Okay, with that said, the Transcendent chest there is the one that's going to have the item in it. We've got the cold gun, some random MI. Let's see what else. A couple other little chests in here. Okay, fingers crossed. Can we get it on the first try? No, but it did get living armor, which is a very nice component. Earth Shatter Treads, heavy boots, ground smash. They're actually not bad. I think they're a straight upgrade for the boots I'm currently wearing. I will probably wear those. And the Reaper of the Accursed is an offhand for pets. So, there we go. Potential gear upgrade there. I'm going to try and wear those. Can I actually just put those on? Lose piercing. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try and make that work. But I'm going to play the montage for however many times it takes to get this here. And I will be back after the montage. Righto, that was 15 runs to get the Vanquisher's Gem online. This is actually a decent amulet. However, there is absolutely no way I'm taking Azrakar's Sands off until I have pretty much the entire build ready to go. I didn't mention it back in Port Valbury, but that Rewind Fate proc saved this character from death 5 times in Port Valbury and a further 4 times in the Bastion of Chaos. So without this specific amulet, this character would be dead 9 times over so far. So with that in mind, the Vanquisher's Gem can go right next to the hat and just kind of hang out in my inventory. Things to note about the Bastion of Chaos. I got to Nemesis with the Chthonians after, I think, 3, possibly 4, but I think 3 runs through the Bastion of Chaos. And I saw Benjar a grand total of 1 time in my further 11 or 12 runs. So he is not very common in there. I think it's because he has spawn points in so many other places. Each individual spawn point is going to be much less chance for him to spawn. So 1 time out of 15, or 1 time out of 13 or 12 or whatever it was, is how often I saw Benjar. I gained 7 Blood of Chthons for my 15 runs, so that is considerably below the 2 to 3 on average that I was told based on my research. Although having said that, I did skip a lot of stuff to get this done a little bit quicker, so potentially if I was actually killing everything, this would be a much larger pile of blood. Shuzzle's Incinerator here, I think from memory it dropped 4 times, which works out to be about 1 in every 3.5 to 1 in 4, something like that. The purple version, Shuzzle's World Eater, or World Ender, I forget which, never dropped at all. I did expect to get 1 or 2 of them in my 15 runs, but didn't drop at all. So, 3-piece of the set is now done, and the 3-piece set bonus is only slightly better than the completely worthless 2 set bonus. So putting this set on is just not worth doing until you have the full 4 set, and even then it's going to be very hard to justify taking Azrakar's Sand off, because that amulet has been responsible for saving this character from death at least 9 times, probably more because it has this huge boost to maximum all resistance. This amulet is really, really good. But that's the end of the Bastion of Chaos. So next up is going to be the Ancient's Grove here. Gargabol. Well, I thought Shuzzle would be quite hard to kill because he has such ridiculous fire resistance. Apparently I was able to shred enough of that it still died. Gargabol's thing though is that he is a tank and he hits like a truck, so he's a truck tank, whatever that is. He has almost twice as much health as Shuzzle, and he hits considerably harder. And of course, if you end up standing on top of one of his volcanoes, which a skater is prone to do because you're going back and forth between 2 positions, basically you're going from one to the other. If you don't notice that that volcano goes up, it's going to hurt a lot. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess. Next video is going to be Ancient Grove, so thank you all very much for watching. See you in the next one, and goodbye for now.